it even on TV. When there is rainfall, there is a big problem here. In fact, the way vehicles are going right now, that's how it happens. Because there is a complete blockage all over. In fact, the drains are no more useful. So this is what the youth came out to say they want to do it voluntarily to give out a helping hand for it to happen.
The drainage system, including these gutters, according to Mayor Colley, is meant for easy flow of water as opposed to garbage dumping, while urging people, especially those resident in the area, to use the facility for the right purpose.
That let them not use the gutters to throw garbage. In fact, it harms them, it will harm them, because the repercussion is going to be on them. More so the people who are living near the gutters. They should not allow people to come from far away and come and dump in their presence. They should not allow that. And if they continue that, in fact, the force to suffer is the people who are living near the gutters.
Despite the energy and other demands of the first month, women volunteers, including the Serekunda Central Lady Councillor, Aji Amijata and Fatou Sedi, were at the forefront of the exercise. The duo raised similar concerns regarding the negative attitudes of residents of the neighborhood, such as littering gutters, which results in water blockages. The day's activity is largely pioneered by youths of the Serekunda Central constituency, although it is embraced by a fair turnout of women. Mudnjai and Amadumbai spoke of the importance of the gutter cleansing exercise.
We normally go and sensitize people not to be throwing rubbish in this gutter, but we will take it in our own hand to make sure that we do closer monitoring around this area. Whoever we see is throwing any littering in this gutter, we will make sure that we will take you to the right authorities so that you can be charged.
Because we have come to realize that the rain have started and we have just started suffering from floods in some of our properties and our neighborhoods. So based on that, we have made a study last week Sunday of at least between Nusrat Johnson towards the Churchillstown petrol station. We realized that there are a lot of sands blocking the drainage system, and some of this waste are being thrown inside. So based on that, we came to have a meeting and suggest that let us embark on a cleansing exercise as youths of the constituency, as youths of the municipality, so that at least we contribute our quota to the success and the development of the municipality.
July 22nd is just a day. We are youths in development. We want to make sure we see development taking place. That is what is our aim.
In the Kanifing municipality, disasters like floods and disease outbreaks are no strange things during the rainy season. This cleansing exercise is expected to go a long way in providing the community a healthy and more conducive environment. For Grts News, this is Babukar Senghor.
We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we'll look at news from the international scene. Stay tuned.
RLG Communications Gambia Limited wishes you all a Ramadan Mubarak. This Ramadan, RLG offers you a gift with every phone or laptop you buy. Gifts include dates, sugar, mugs, milk, and pens. Visit our showroom on 62 Caraba Avenue, opposite the Pipeline Mosque. Or you can find our sales agents at St. Teresa's Upper Basic School, Tipper Garage Car Park, at Westfield, or in Banjul opposite the Albert Market main gate. For more information, please call 437-1170 or 744-9106. A blessed Ramadan from RLG.
RLG, proudly yours.
Welcome back. In Spain, a judge has until Sunday night to decide whether to officially charge the train driver in Wednesday's deadly crash. The driver is in custody accused of reckless homicide. From Santiago Compostela, CNN's Carl Penol has this look at the aftermath of the tragic train accident.
Just a regular evening, then Maria Vigo heard it. There was a crash, followed by the deafening squeal of metal on concrete. When I saw the rail car flip into the air, I imagined something just horrible had happened, she says. Just beyond her backyard, this. Her neighbour Isidoro Castaño made this video of the carnage. Firefighter Miguel Angel Bello was heading for duty at the planned firework display at Santiago de Compostela's annual fiesta. Then he got the call.
La primera unidad de que, por favor,
The first unit on the scene radioed me and said, please hurry. There's been a catastrophe. It's a total catastrophe. The train is on fire. Among the 218 passengers, a teenage American missionary from Utah. He was writing his journal. Suddenly he felt the train go airborne.
A few things of luggage started falling off the racks, and then after 1 or 2 seconds, you could feel us leave the other set of tracks, and the whole train rotated about 90 degrees, and I blacked out before we hit the ground, which was very lucky for me, and the next thing I knew, they were helping me out.
Stephen Ward was one of the lucky ones. He was alive.
No, I didn't really feel like The Walking Dead. I looked like The Walking Dead, and many people did. Everyone was covered in blood. I've got staples all over my scalp. I was covered in blood. They've scrubbed most of it off me now, but everyone was just covered in their own blood and occasionally the blood of others. It was gruesome, to say the least.
Bayo said the first 4 minutes was a desperate race for him and his firefighters, smashing windows and kicking in doors to pull out passengers as rail cars went up in flames. In the wreckage, a young girl called him. There was a young woman. She was trapped under the axle of the train. She was conscious and was saying, please get me out of here. I want to go home. You have to keep trying, but of course that axle wasn't moving without a crane. Later, she died, he says. Many died, but more survived, thanks to rescuers and trackside neighbors. Retirees Maria and her husband Suso Varela said they took their own bed sheets to wrap around the injured and ropes to haul the survivors off the tracks. They were oblivious to the risks. There's a human impulse that just seems to oblige you to help others, he says. The wreck has been cleared. The focus now on the train driver in police detention. Could he have headed off the catastrophe by taking the curve much slower?
Now, as Korea commemorates its war anniversary, it's important to note that the country wasn't even part of the United States military strategy at the time of the North Korean invasion of the South. But protecting Japan and averting a wider conflict in the region changed the dynamics. In America, soldiers began to pour into Korea, many of them inexperienced young men. Ian Lee met one of them, no longer so young, 60 years later.
Walking among the rows of graves is a walk back in time for Joseph DeMeno. Back to the days when he was a young infantryman in the United States Army. And while the world remembers the 60th anniversary of the Korean War with pomp and circumstance, DeMeno remembers the raw emotion.
I want to do the real thing. When I'm saying doing the real thing, that was just a figure of talk, I think, at that time. Because in all fairness, I was a very, very scared kid. Coming back from the front line was ROK soldiers, Republic of Korea. And they were all shot up and bloodied up, and that scared me too. We dug foxholes because they were right across the hill from us. And that night before, there was all kinds of artillery firing over our heads at them. When the colonel called us into formation and he says, ceasefire is in effect at 10 o'clock this morning, there will be no shots fired. Oh, hallelujah. Thank God.
Although a widower, DeMeno isn't alone on his trip back. His 2 daughters and granddaughter offer familial support. In turn, he offers understanding about the sacrifices made by him and his comrades.
So to be here with him now, I can see a huge difference, like just his emotions and how he's trying to gather everything that's happened. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable.
The great connection and almost a closure for my father to have seen a country in such despair and now to have seen a country again with such prosperity.